Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. My voice is still a little bit weird sounding, but we are just going to roll with it. As you know, my mission is to help you design a life you love, one powerful decision at a time. Today, we are talking about how to stop wasting time and actually get more done. And if someone had told me, like sat me down and told me a long time ago that this was making me or causing me to waste time, I probably would have not believed them. I would have been like, no, 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 you don't understand. Like, I have so much to do, and this is not, this is not what's keeping me from it. But after some time and some work, I found that it absolutely does have an impact on how much time I waste versus how much time I spend purposefully and how much I am able to get done in the same amount or even a smaller amount of time. So one of the biggest time wasters that we don't even realize that is sucking up our time and energy. And you're probably thinking like, oh, I know, like my phone or social media or whatever, that's totally, a time suck, a time waster, but that's actually not what we are talking about today, at least not directly. One of the biggest time wasters and energy sucks that I have found is the time spent focusing on and thinking about things that are beyond our control. Now, we don't notice this because one of the reasons that we think about things that are beyond our control is because it kind of makes us feel like we have some control over them whenever really we don't. And that makes us feel a little bit better about them. So, for instance, that's why we worry and spend so much time worrying. But if you take some time to actually think about what you're thinking about, you will find most likely that you are thinking about things that are beyond your control. And this can take many, many different forms. So, if you're looking at the news and you're thinking about current events or what's happening in the world that you have no direct control over, or you're thinking about politics or even just what your coworker is doing, thinking, what some random person on the street is thinking, we spend a lot of time trying to control other people's behaviors, thoughts, feelings, all that stuff. And really, all that stuff is a huge waste of time. A huge waste of time. And I'm not saying that you should never, be involved in politics or know what's going on in the world. I'm just saying that there's a difference between being informed and a difference between trying, like, spending mental energy and time thinking about those things and getting yourself into a headspace mentally and not having the energy to go and actually do the things that you do have control over. We spend so much time thinking about and worrying about and putting our thought energy into things that we actually have very little to no control over. Meanwhile, the things that we actually can control, we tend to not spend very much time on those things, the things that really could make a huge and significant impact in our lives. So, what happens whenever we are thinking about all these things and ruminating and mulling over these things that we really have very little control over? We feel depressed, we feel discouraged, we feel disempowered, maybe we feel hurt, angry, all kinds of things, right? And the thing about it is, whenever we feel this way, we don't then go typically and do the things that we have control over in our own lives, right? From those emotions, we typically don't then go and perform in an excellent manner or really pour excellence into our jobs or our business or our families or all the things that we maybe want to improve in our lives. Instead, we try to make ourselves feel better most of the time, maybe with some mindless entertainment. A lot of times, this is where the social media comes in. We think of of social media and scrolling and endless scrolling as being like a problem in and of itself, but really, I would suggest that in most situations, it is a symptom of a bigger problem. So yeah, we do things to make us feel better, or maybe we ruminate or worry or talk about it incessantly with other people. We do things to distract ourselves, make ourselves feel better, like I said before, which can look like overeating or over drinking, that kind of stuff. And the result is that we really don't have any more control over these situations than we did before. The only difference is now we've wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy that could have been spent pouring into our families, our goals, our dreams, the thing that we were uniquely created to do on this planet. Okay, so what do we do about it? I have some tips for you. So the first tip and the first thing is to just become aware of the things that you're thinking about that you really have very little to no control over. Being able to think about what you're thinking about is a very high level skill. Okay, so awareness is always the first key. Once you're aware of it, look at how it's affecting you. How does it affect your energy level, your mood, your motivation? How are you feeling after thinking about things that you can't control? So once you're aware of what you are thinking about, then you have to decide what you can control. For some reason, our brains seem to think that it can control all kinds of things that really we have very little control over. So bizarre. So we kind of have to be in there and be like, can I really control this person's opinion of me? Can I really control what's going on in the federal government today? You have to look at what you can and what you can't control. And I know I'm kind of ripping this off from the Serenity Prayer, but it works. There's a reason why it's so popular. And having the ability to accept or at least let go of the things that we can't control, at least momentarily in our minds, and instead focus on the things that are within our control, you get so much more peace, but also more focus and more motivation and more energy from that. Focusing on what we can't control is very deflating and very discouraging. Okay, so after we become aware of what we're thinking about, we've decided, can I control this or can I not control it? So then maybe you want to avoid thinking about the things that you can't control and instead focus on things that you can, right? That's what we all want to do. But the thing is, it's really difficult to make yourself not think about something. So here's the trick. So maybe you've seen this illustration before where somebody has like a clear glass and they put water in it and then they have like dirty water in it. And so, you could just go and dump the dirty water out, right? That would be ideal. It's really hard for our brains to do that. So instead, what you do is, and you've probably seen this illustration where you just pour the clean water in, and the clean water eventually, if there's enough clean water there, the clean water will eventually get all of the dirty water out, displace it, and you will have a glass of clear water without all the mud in it. And so I like to think of our brains as kind of the same way, in that it can be really hard to be like, I can't control this. Why am I thinking about it? I shouldn't be thinking that. That can be really hard to do. Whereas really just making sure that we're filling our brains and our thoughts with things that are within our control, that instead of making us feel discouraged or deflated or depressed or angry or hurt or overwhelmed, instead we fill our minds with things that are encouraging and that are focused on what we can control and that help remind us of the things that we do have agency over. So for me, sometimes this looks like motivational podcasts or audiobooks or my Bible, making sure that I'm filling my brain with thoughts and things and encouragement about the things that I can control in my life really makes it to where I don't even have to really think that much about getting rid of the things that I can't control, because I'm kind of fleshing it out the same way that you would with the glass illustration. So what happens whenever you focus on the things that you can control in your life? Your home, your family, your job, your career, your thoughts, your feelings, your responses. What happens whenever you focus on these things? You feel empowered. You feel encouraged. You feel motivated. You feel capable. You feel all these things, these emotions that actually lead to you doing the things that you need to do in your life to make it better. So you actually end up getting more done. This isn't a time management tactic. This is just the natural progression. You naturally will get things done more whenever you stop wasting time thinking about things you can't control and instead think about the things that you can. And the result is that you make your life better and you make good use of the gift of time that you have been given on this earth. So I hope you find this helpful. I would love to know what it is that you can't control that takes up a lot of your brain power and mental energy. If you would like to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And if you would like to get started designing a life that you love right now, you can grab the Super Simple Life Checkup. It will be linked below. It includes a coaching video from me and a PDF download that you can use to get started, but also that you can use again and again and again. I use mine every week. All right, so I will see you next time. We'll talk soon. Bye.